Hello and welcome everyone to our live demo. My name is Evita and I'm the dietitian at That Clean Life. And I'm joined by our co-founder, Abigail. We are so excited to dive into today's demo where you will learn how That Clean Life can help you easily create and customize meal plans, recipe collections, and meal planning guides. Plus, provide a better client experience and scale your business. If you haven't already, we would love to connect with all of you today. So please open up that chat box, turn your settings to everyone, and say hello to us and each other. Let us know who you are and where you're tuning in from. And as we go through the live demo today, if you have any specific questions about That Clean Life, I want you to drop your questions into the Q&A box so that I don't miss any of your questions as we'll go through all of these at the end of the demo. But if you'd like to just chat with us or each other, please use the chat function. We've already got lots of hellos coming in from all over. So thank you so much for dropping that in and continue to do so. I'll say where I'm tuning in from. I'm in Calgary, Alberta. And Abigail?
I'm in Toronto, and I see some other folks from Toronto here too.
Yeah, we've got lots of Ontario folks, which is sweet. Lots of people from the States. If there's any fellow Albertans out there, please let us know too. And spoiler alert, at the end of this demo, we will be making a special announcement. So please be sure to stick around until the very end if you can. But as always, our calls and demos are recorded. So if you have to drop out at any time, don't worry, we will be sending you a replay after the live call. And thank you again for dropping in your introductions into the chat. I would also love to introduce ourselves and give you a bit of background on who we are. So like I said, my name is Evita and I'm a registered dietitian with several years of experience working in acute care hospitals. I've also worked in long-term care, health technology, and agricultural and community food security sectors. So these experiences and the knowledge I've gained have built a solid foundation to provide evidence-based personalized care. And I now help health professionals just like you translate complex nutrition topics into actionable meal plans for clients to achieve their health goals. And over to you for my co-host, Abigail.
Hi, everyone. I'm Abigail. I'm the co-founder of That Clean Life. So the backstory about That Clean Life, we actually started out as just a meal planning platform for individual and personal use. I was working full-time as a nurse. I graduated nursing school in 2012, started working full-time, days and nights. I was having a hard time fueling myself properly. So I got into meal planning, and the concept of meal planning really changed my life. So I recruited my husband and co-founder, Christopher, who's a software engineer, to help me build something that made meal planning really easy. It picked up a lot of steam with just friends and family over that first year. But then we had so many dietitians and nutritionists coming to us saying, we need something like this to use with our clients. So that's when we rolled it out for professional use. So we did that in 2016, I believe, and that is what we've focused on ever since. And we really believe that we've built the absolute best nutrition planning tool out there. And I'm so excited to show it to you all today. Actually, you know what? I have a question before we proceed. I would love to know what made you sign up for this demo today. What are you hoping to get out of it? Is there any features you really want to dig into? Please let us know in the chat so that we can make sure that we cater the demo and answer your questions.
Yeah, I'd love to know that too, because we want to make sure that this demo is focused and able to, you've come out live and we really appreciate that. We want to make sure your questions are answered. So let us know. Why'd you come out to this demo? What do you want to learn? What do you want to see about That Clean Life? I also have another question for you. Do you currently offer nutrition planning in your practice, or are you thinking of offering this service? Again, let us know in the chat box. We'd love to hear from you. Because as a health professional, your job really is to provide the right nutrition plan for the right client in the right way, but this can be really tough without good software. So that's where That Clean Life comes in. And most people, when we say nutrition plans, think meal plans, but it's not necessarily the same thing. A meal plan is just one type of nutrition plan. Think of a meal plan as a detailed eating plan that outlines daily meals, and it includes recipes and an itemized shopping list. But a meal plan isn't the right fit for every client. Sometimes maybe a client just isn't into following a meal plan. Maybe they prefer a collection of recipes that they can pick and choose from. And other clients might be interested in client-led meal planning. So this is when you set clients up with a collection of recipes along with a blank meal plan to guide them through the meal planning process. The type of nutrition plan you choose will depend on your client and their unique needs. So for this demo, I'm going to focus on how to create these 3 types of nutrition plans. So that's meal plans, recipe collections, and meal planning guides, all using That Clean Life. Thank you for letting us know what you're looking for in that chat box. So some of you are maybe like thinking about offering nutrition planning in your services. And we've got some questions on, what sort of meal plan templates are available. We've got questions on how to expand nutrition coaching and having, ready to go content. That's huge. It's so important. Absolutely. And you want to find out how you can use recipes as lead magnets. We can definitely cover that in. Mandy's in their dietetic internship. That's super exciting. Congratulations. And Matthew is asking about different things like allergies, vegan, low carb, and dietary preferences. These are all fantastic questions. Keep those rolling in so that I can really target this demo to help answer that. But we will definitely dive into all of those questions. So with that, how do you all feel about getting into our live demo now? If you are ready, give us a big let's go in the chat box so we know that you are excited and ready to continue. All right, we've got a couple let's goes. Super. So we're going to dive into that right away. And I'm just going to switch my screen share so we can get into the application.
Looks good from my end.
All right, fantastic. I'll just make sure I have that chat box open as well. And again, if any questions come up through this demo, please feel free to drop them in the Q&A box. But if you'd like to just chat with us or each other, use that chat function. So welcome to That Clean Life. This is nutrition planning software for high performance health professionals. As Abigail said, we've built the absolute best software that we can to help serve you. Using our software, you can find the right recipes for your clients in seconds. We had a question of what sort of filters do we have for when you're looking for certain allergies or dietary needs. So using the software, you can actually filter with over 100 ways to find those perfect recipes, no matter how complex your client's needs are. So you can filter by the amount of time a recipe takes to make, the number of ingredients. We have dietary tags for things like cultural cuisine, cooking equipment, dietary needs like specific diets like low histamine, low oxalate, specific allergies, for example, maybe dairy-free, gluten-free, or if your client is following a diet like low FODMAP. We also have mealtime tags like breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner, or if they are following things like a vegetarian, pescatarian, paleo, all like so many ways to filter our recipes. You can also filter to include certain ingredients or exclude. This is a feature I find really handy if your clients maybe have certain intolerances or allergies where our dietary tags might not cover that. For example, if they're allergic to a specific type of fruit, you can exclude all instances of that fruit. You can also filter by calories, macronutrients, vitamins, and minerals. So you can get really specific, especially when you're dealing with conditions, for example, renal disease, where you might need to filter by potassium, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium. You can put in all those filters and find the recipes your clients need. And the best part is you can be rest assured that these are recipes your clients will love. So our team of professional recipes developers create, test, and photograph every single recipe so you can save time and create plans with confidence. This is also an ever-growing collection, so new recipes are added regularly to keep your clients engaged over time. Right now we have over 4,900 recipes, and again, we add to this weekly. When it comes to creating meal plans, we want to help you help your clients and do this faster. So you can create a plan either from scratch using our recipes tab, or you can check out our automator where all you have to do is add your client's dietary goals and we come up with a plan for you literally in seconds, within no time. And there was a question about templates. So our templates, you can choose from a range of ready-to-use templates to save time and jumpstart any client experience with a comprehensive evidence-based meal plan. Yes, and when I say evidence-based, I mean the plans literally come with all the evidence in there. So all that scientific evidence is linked in for both you and your client to read through. So again, you can be rest assured that these templates are created with reason, with specific key considerations or nutrients put into focus. And for whatever, no matter what kind of meal plan or recipe collection or meal planning guide that you create for your client, you can share this securely. So you can either provide any recipe plan or collection shared through a secure link using our sharing feature, which lands your client directly into our software for an interactive and real-time experience. Or you can always export our recipes, plans, and collections where you can easily convert that into a beautiful branded PDF to upload into your practice management software. And I will go into all of these features in more details. I just want to give you a little bit of an overview. So first things first, I'm going to jump into how to create that meal plan. Like I said, a meal plan is a detailed eating plan that outlines your daily meals, and it includes recipes and most importantly too, that itemized shopping list is done for you. So gone are the days where you create a plan and then you're like jotting down the ingredients and they're trying to get those measurements correctly. This is software that accurately does this all for you, considers serving sizes and leftovers. So meal plans can be used when nutrition planning for your clients one-on-one, in your group programs, your online course, membership site, and so much more. I also think that whenever you create any sort of nutrition plan, you want to make sure that you gather the correct information from your clients. So we have a free meal planning assessment or nutrition planning assessment tool, which I've just dropped into the chat box. So you can use this tool to gather the correct information, the right information from your client, and then use this to create your nutrition plan. So go ahead and check out our free assessment tool as well. And today, because I want to show you the absolute quickest way to create a plan, I'm going to show you that automator option that I had mentioned, where you can automatically generate meal plans based on calories, macros, and dietary requirements. So let's take a sample client. We'll call this client Macy. So we're going to call this Macy's meal plan. And this example client, let's say they have a couple of food intolerances. So first we'll pick Macy's meal plan. We'll choose the days of the week. I want to have this plan for her for 7 days of the week. But let's say I only want 3 meals and 2 snacks. Next up, Macy has some intolerances and allergies. For example, let's say she's dairy-free, egg-free, and she is allergic or sensitive to peanuts. So we're going to remove every instance of peanuts. We do have a nut-free tag as well, but I'm not going to use this in this case because I want to be really specific and only exclude peanuts for this client, Macy. Let's say Macy's also trying to get enough protein in her day. She has a specific caloric requirement she's trying to hit for her fitness goals. So we're going to show Macy just how easy and delicious her meals will be, even with these little food restrictions and with her caloric and her macro needs. We're going to show her how easy this is going to be. So let's say we calculate Macy's nutrition requirements to be 1,600 calories with a macro distribution of 30% fat, 50% carbs, and 20% protein. Next, I'm going to create a bookmark. So a bookmark means that I can save these filter settings. So the next time I meal plan for Macy, I'm going to call these Macy's filters, create that bookmark. So next time I meal plan for Macy, I don't have to type in all of this again. I'll just use this bookmark and find exactly what Macy needs. So next I hit create plan. What our automator does is it runs through our entire recipe database and literally creates a meal plan in seconds. I couldn't even finish that line before the plan was ready. So it considers all of the things I put in. So those calories, those macros, and those SMART rules, things like dairy-free, egg-free, and the exclusion of peanuts. So Once your plan is created, this is what it can look like. You'll see some of the recipes are grayed out, so those are leftovers. And at That Clean Life, we believe in the power of leftovers because we want your client to be able to cook once and eat several times during the week so that they really see how easy meal planning can be. But this, of course, can be changed. For example, let's say we only want Macy to have 2 servings of this, and maybe for this one, we'll put 1 serving here, and I can swap recipes. So I can swap, instead of swap all, I'm just going to swap this 1 recipe. So maybe Macy has a little bit more variety in her diet. So our swap function, so helpful. The swap feature considers those calories, macros off that recipe, and also those SMART rules. So you can confidently make swaps in the meal plan. You can change the leftovers, change servings, really customize this to your client's needs. And again, like I mentioned, that grocery list is auto-generated. So you don't need to worry about putting together a grocery list. That's all done for you. And that once you're happy with how the meal plan is looking, we will want to send this to meal plan. So I mentioned there's 2 ways to share your nutrition plans with your clients. You can either export it or use a shared link. So for using a shared link, all you have to do is turn on sharing, set your share settings, and it'll land your client right into the software for that engaging experience where they can interact with the client. So I like sharing because it can help you collaborate with your clients on their meal plan in real time. Because let me know in the chat right now, have you ever heard of practitioners, and maybe this has happened to you, where you send your plan to your client or you send your nutrition resource to your client and then they request you to make changes? That can be really frustrating because you're going back and forth, exporting and making those modifications. But with sharing, it really saves that time because you can work with your clients to update their meal plan in real time. So for Macy, I decide maybe that it's better we work on this meal plan together, but still have a good template to work off. So I've turned on sharing. I've got that shared link set. It's going to generate a link for my client. And here I can set my options. So maybe after this review, I want to give Macy the freedom, the potential to change serving sizes, remove meals, add meals, make swaps, edit her grocery list, and all of that. So I'm going to allow Macy to edit that meal plan. And maybe I'll turn on those nutrition facts because she's really concerned about that, hitting her calorie and macro goals. Next, all I have to do is add an attachment. Maybe I want to give Macy a little bit of an introduction to her plan. Again, I don't need to type this all out to introduce Macy to meal plan. We've done the work for you. So I'm going to put welcome to your meal plan, a little bit of an introduction, and you can use our template snippets. So we have introductions set up for you for whether you're sharing using a shared link or you're exporting as a PDF. Here I'm going to put a meal plan introduction, and I'm going to personalize it a little bit by saying, hi, Macy. And I can give her those tips on shopping, using the grocery list and leftovers, and being food safe here. So I'm going to create that attachment, pin it so it's the first thing Macy sees, and then envision I'm working with Macy in real time on her appointment, copy that link over. When I send that over to Macy and she opens it up, this is the first thing she sees. So she's going to see that introduction to her plan. She can go through her meal plan. She can check out the grocery list. So she can see those nutrition facts or nutrition information that I've put out there for her to look at. And then she can start making changes. So for example, she's like, I don't really love this vanilla date smoothie. She can swap that recipe over, or she can change the serving sizes, mark as leftovers as needed, remove recipes. And then for me as a practitioner on my end, so this is a practitioner view, I can see all the changes Macy is making. So again, during my appointment, I can continue to work with Macy on her plan. Macy can tweak things to really make it work for her. And once the plan is finalized, like she says, oh, actually she's going to make maybe 1 more swap. She'll swap this recipe over. I can see the changes on my end, and then I say, okay, your plan looks good, Macy. What I can do for my end then is turn off that edit settings. So this means you as a practitioner have full control over what your client is doing, but you can still give them that autonomy and help them build those meal planning skills themselves. And I love this using the sharing feature too, because you can see what your client's up to, whether they're using their plan. All of that can be seen under your shared settings as well. So for example, when sending this meal plan to Macy too, I can also turn on user identification. So Macy has to put in her email address and her name. So I can see who's accessing the plan. Maybe she sends it to someone else. I can see that information too, and that can be all seen under your shared settings. So a really interactive way that also gives your client some accountability, but also that autonomy. But maybe after a little while, we find that, Macy is loving her meal plan, but she wants to start to do meal planning on her own. So what I can do over here now is I'm going to give Macy a meal planning guide, which is basically a recipe collection with a blank plan so that I can teach Macy how to do her own meal planning. So let's create that for Macy. Let's go ahead and create a collection, and we'll call this Macy's Meal Planning Guide. Create that collection. And then I'm going to go ahead over under the planner. I'm going to create a new blank plan. We'll call this Macy's Meal Plan. Let's say week 2, and we'll use that initial plan I'd given her as her week 1 plan. For the rules, again, I don't need to go ahead and insert all those rules. I'm just going to go to my bookmarks and hit Macy's filters, all done for me over there, and hit create plan. Under the recipes tab, I want to give Macy some of those options then to do her own meal planning. So filter or bookmarks, Macy's filters, and then I can go ahead and hit the select button and add as many recipes as I'd like to offer Macy to do her own meal planning with. So we'll add we want to add a mix of, for example, breakfast options, lunch options, dinner options. So she has a full-fledged ability to create her own plan. Once I've picked all of the recipes, what I'll do over here is choose to add this to Macy's Meal Planning Guide, head back to that planner, and I'm going to add this week 2 to her guide as well. And you'll see it over here. I'll even go back and add her week 1 plan, so she has something to work off of as an example. I'm just going to call this week 1 and add that to that collection. And beautiful, week 1 and week 2 are in there. Remember, week 2 is a blank plan. And I've given Macy some additional recipe options that all meet her dietary preferences and requirements. All I have to do here is click share again, turn on the share settings. I'm going to allow edits because I want Macy to be able to edit her meal plan, turn on nutrition facts so she can see the nutrition as she builds out her plan. And for the attachment here, I'm going to add some instructions on how to do her own meal planning. So we call this meal planning instructions. And again, you don't need to type or reinvent the wheel and add your own instructions. We've done all the work for you. Under templates, meal planning guide introduction. And create attachment. I'm going to pin it so again she sees that right away. Copy that link over. And I'm going to pop this in the chat too. So I see a question there. Can we see this in the client view? I will show you how to see it from the client view, but I'm going to let you see it for yourself as well. So I'm going to pop that shared link into the chat. And I'm actually going to turn on user identification because some of you are going to see what it's like now when you have to input your information. And I'll show you what that looks like on my end when I can see those shared settings. So have at it. I want you to click into week 2 and I want you to add some recipes. Click into an empty box, pick a recipe that you might like. You can add that to as many days as you'd like. You can change serving sizes, mark as leftovers, have some fun in that week 2 section. Play around with it and you can see what it's like as a client. So I can see some of you are adding, someone added a golden beet hummus as a snack 1, fantastic. Someone added tofu, tomato, veggie pasta. So you can see too, as you are adding these recipes into the plan, the nutrition information on the top is updating in real time. So you as a client, you're creating the plan. Me as a practitioner, this is what the practitioner view is. I'm going to go into that week 2 over here, and I too can see what you're up to. So an awesome way to work with your client as they're creating the plan, but also maybe let them have a couple of days or a day to create their plan. And then maybe when they're done, they can come back to you and say, my plan's ready. Can you please review it? Vita, you're the dietitian, and I will review it, give my thumbs up, maybe turn off the edits or leave the edits on, but say, Macy, your plan looks great. Super simple to create a meal planning guide where maybe initially you teach your client, you give your client a full-fledged meal plan, and then throughout the rest of the weeks, you help them create their own meal plans themselves. So I love seeing all of you working in there. That is fantastic. I want to show you another, so actually I'll show you quickly too. Under my profile preferences or under shared, so Macy's meal planning guide, I'm going to view the share stats and I can see, how many views are there and I can see who has access to the plan. So that's names and email addresses are all put in there, which is really helpful too if you're meal planning, for example, with group programs or maybe you're using it as a lead magnet. You want to see who has access to the plan. Maybe you want to gather their information and then depending on whether you get consent, you can use those emails. And for example, when you're getting a lead magnet, maybe you could add them to your email list. But we will get into that as well. Before I go into that, I want to show you another super fast way to create meal plans, and that's using our pre-made templates. So under our templates, we have a ton of done for you plans with prep guides and with evidence, and all of these plans can be used as weekly meal plans and recipe books related to certain conditions. All of the plans also come with that evidence, but also an itemized grocery list. Super helpful there. And then you've got your prep guide sent with that. So what a prep guide is, I'll open up the ADHD program prep guide as an example. So your prep guide lays out the exact steps that your client must take to put their meal plan to use. It breaks down your client's week down day by day so they know exactly when to cook, what to make, and what to do with leftovers. And you can easily edit our prep guide by making a copy and then making changes. Like I mentioned, all of our templates also come with an evidence section. So that supporting evidence describes key nutrients we focused on when developing the plan. And all of this is backed by research. So let's say you want to use a meal plan in your group program or online course. You want to use one of our templates. Say you're a practitioner specializing in glucose management. So I'm just going to filter to find our low glycemic recipes. Another note to add here is you can filter all of our templates just by using tags in the same way you can filter recipes. So I'm going to look for low glycemic template options. And because you're specializing in glucose management, let's go ahead and use the consistent carbohydrate diet. I want to be able to use this evidence section as well for my group program. So I'm going to add this as a snippet, which means I can attach it to that meal plan once I send it off to my group program participants. So I'm going to go ahead here and click create snippet. I'll make a copy of this meal plan. Let's say in my group program, most of my members, most of my participants have a partner. So I'm going to scale this by 2, super easy. The software is going to do all the math for me with scaling those recipes and modifying that shopping list. So copy that over. I can fully edit this template as well. You can, again, remove recipes, modify recipes, swap recipes, however you'd like to modify it. But if you're completely happy with it, what you'll do then is export it again as a meal plan or share it as a shared link. Say over here with my group participants, I just want to use the shared link, turn on sharing. I'm not going to allow edits because I don't want them to modify the plan. And I'm sharing this with a big group, but maybe I want them to be able to export it as a PDF. I maybe will turn on nutrition facts as well. And then for that attachment too, I can put in that rich text, and I'm going to call this plan evidence so that they can see all of that, why I've included certain things in that plan. So it says here, this program was created with key considerations in mind, like carbohydrate spacing, sugar-free and low glycemic index food, high fiber foods, and it considers heart health. Create that attachment. Again, I'm going to pin it because I want it to be the first thing someone sees. And it's ready to go. So all I have to do is copy that link over and send that to my group participants. You can also rename the plan as anything that you'd like. So for example, this is called a consistent carbohydrate diet, but I'm sending this to my group program. Maybe I want to make it a little bit more catchy. So what I'll do here is I will modify that title, and I'm going to call this the 7-day plan for managing blood sugars. So edit that plan over there. If you'd like to see this plan too, I'm going to paste this in the chat box so you can have a look at it too. You won't be able to modify this plan, but you can export it as a PDF. You can have a look through to see what our templates and our evidence looks like. So that's using our templates to create your meal plan. But like I mentioned, sometimes you might have a client who's just not into meal planning. Maybe they just need some recipe inspiration. So a recipe book would be perfect for them. Someone too had asked in the chat box about using Backly Life to create a lead magnet. So recipe book or meal plan too, these will make great lead magnets to attract your clients, or recipe books work really great in one-on-one consults. You can sell them as digital downloads. You can use them in workshops. And I also love using them in cooking classes. As I mentioned, with That Clean Life, you get access to our massive database of recipes with your membership, and all our recipes are created by our team of recipe developers. So let's say you wanted to create a recipe book for maybe low FODMAP lunches, and you maybe want to have only 15-minute options there. So under our recipe filters, what I would do over here, and let's also make this a lead magnet. So let's do, this is a real catchy lead magnet, a 15-minute low FODMAP lunch recipe book. Filter those recipes, narrow it down. And then I'm going to go ahead and create a collection to house these recipes, and then I'll export that as a PDF. So again, I'm going to call this the 15-minute low FODMAP lunches. And you can call this low FODMAP lunches recipe book or whatever you'd like there. Create that collection over here, head into your recipes tab. And again, no longer forget those days where you have to spend hours searching through Pinterest or Google. I just put in those filters real quick and it found exactly what I can use for my lead magnet or for my ideal client. I'm going to use the select function, select as many recipes as I think will work well for this recipe collection or for this recipe book. Ideally, if you are sending something, for example, as a lead magnet, you maybe don't want to add too many recipes. So let's say we've got 8. So let's go up to 10. So we'll send them a 10 recipes in this recipe collection. So they get an idea of what it's like to work with me. They get an idea of how high quality my resources are. And then maybe that will entice them to get a little bit more information from you. So again, doing this yourself, finding recipes, designing your lead magnet might take you hours, but I did this literally within minutes, and then I can use this as a lead magnet. So I can export and share it, or I can also, I can export it or I can share it. Here, I want to show you the export function because that's not something I had touched on. So I can export that collection, click recipes. I'm going to leave nutrition off for this time because I'm just using this as a lead magnet. I'll choose a cover photo. Maybe I'll choose this edamame and soba noodle salad. And then I want to put a little bit of an introduction to my lead magnet so they get an idea of who I am. I've gone ahead and created a little bit of an introduction here for this lead magnet. So here I'm just saying, hi, my name is Evita. I'm a dietitian who specializes in IBS. And this is what what my coaching program is, but also what this lead magnet's about. Once I have all that put in there, I'm just going to hit start export. So what the software does then, it's going to package all of those recipes, you all complete with your branding. So this is going to create a real professional looking resource for you to have on your website, house on your social media, send to clients to get an idea of what it's like to work with you. So this is what it looks like after it's exported. This is my 15-minute low FODMAP lunches recipe book. Again, my branding, my logo, my information. I've got my email address in there, but you can have your website on there too. It's got that introduction sharing about who I am, what I offer, a little bit more about my coaching program, but about the lead magnet as well. And then it's going to go into each recipe. So it's got those ingredients, the directions, notes for leftovers, serving sizes, and it's all looks so beautiful. You can choose your theme color and how the look of your PDF might feel as well. You can also choose things like your units of measure and the nutrition information that you want to have in there. So you have full control over what you're sending your clients and what you're exporting in your PDF. You can also send your lead magnet as a shared link as I showed you those shared settings before. The advantages of sharing here can be, for example, if you're using this as a lead magnet, you can keep adding more recipes to keep your client engaged. You can turn on that user identification function so that your lead has to enter their name and email before accessing the recipe collection. You can turn sharing off if you no longer wish to have this lead magnet out there. And remember that all of our recipes too can be fully modified. So I just want to point out that, for example, if there's something that you didn't like in a recipe, you can always copy it over and fully modify. You can modify the name, modify the ingredients, and the nutrition information will update in real time. Or if you have recipes you'd like to add in, maybe you have a blog, a website, something like that, and you have your own recipes, you can always add in your own recipes, either importing from a URL that uses a specific format, or you can input your recipes manually, add a photo, and nutrition information will calculate as well. So again, really easy to use over there. And before we head into your questions, because I do see a lot of questions coming in, I just want to bring up one thing. I hope that it was helpful to show you, what our recipe collection looks like, how to create meal plans super quickly, how to create recipe collections, whether you want to use that as a lead magnet or as a, with your one-on-one services. But I also want to show you all the other things that you can do using That Clean Life in your services and how some of our members are actually using the software. So I'm just going to switch over my screen share. Just give me a moment. And let's get into that of how you can use it in other ways in your business. So, of course, you can put together those beautiful nutrition plans for your clients in minutes. But what this does is it really opens you up to a world of possibilities of what you can accomplish with your business. So being a member of That Clean Life means that you get access to over 4,900 recipes with professional photography. And like I said, we're adding new recipes every week. So you as a practitioner are getting more value and your clients can stay engaged and excited. You've also seen our recipe filters, which, as you can imagine, will save you countless time in finding the right recipes for your clients, no matter how complex their needs are. And you get access to over 130 templates, so you have the resources at your fingertips ready to go. And we offer automation so that you can easily generate meal plans based on calories, macros, and dietary types. And everything you create is super easy to share with your clients, whether you do that through a shared link or the PDF document. Last thing I want to add is that we are super proud to offer world-class customer support. So our team is always here to help you, and I know many of That Clean Life members will be able to testify to that as well. And overall, That Clean Life gives you those nutrition professional superpowers. So our members currently work with more clients one-on-one because they save so much time creating nutrition plans. They create materials for their programs, their group programs, their online courses, and also build self-help libraries. They're able to easily create free offers like downloadable meal plans or recipe collections that they can use to grow their audience and nurture their leads to build trust. And we've also seen many of our That Clean Life members build recurring revenue with meal planning subscription services and recipe clubs. There were some questions about pricing. So we have two membership options, monthly and yearly. So you can join as a monthly member and pay $60 USD per month, or you can join as a yearly member for $600 USD per year, which saves you $120 compared to paying monthly. But don't think we haven't forgotten about that spoiler alert that we dropped at the beginning of this live demo. So remember when I said, be sure to stay until the very end because we have a special offer for you. So you've made it to that time. Thank you so much for sticking around. We are offering you an exclusive discount. So this is only for those who have come out to the live demo. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And it means that you get 20% off our already discounted yearly membership. So instead of paying $600 for the year to join, you only pay $480 for the year to join. So this offer expires Friday, May 19th. at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's this Friday, May 19th. It is open to new members and current monthly members. No discount code is needed. I can get that link pasted into the chat, or Abigail, if you have a moment and can get that discount link pasted into the chat. I will also include this discount link in the replay email that will go out shortly after this live class. So again, exclusive discount for coming out live today to our demo. Thank you so much. You get 20% off our already discounted yearly membership. Instead of paying $600 for the year to join, you only pay $480, and this offer expires Friday, May 19th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. And Abigail has posted the discount link in the chat. All you have to do is click through it, choose the yearly membership, and that discount will automatically be applied. So that is the end of our demo for today, but we are sticking around to answer all of your questions that you have about the demo and about That Clean Life. Again, thank you so much for your time, and we can get into our questions now.